G'day, we're going to share a little bit with you about long-term house sitters wanted, ads that you'll find online and what you need to pack for a long-term house sit.
Off they go, bags in tow. Matt and Chrissy hit the road. Maps unfold, stories told.
So one of the more challenging things that you'll find from time to time when it comes to house sitting is turning up at a place and realizing that you haven't got exactly what you need. And this can really bring you unstuck, particularly if you need to work remotely. And if you want some tips on working remotely as a house sitter, check out that video there. Chris, what was one of the things that you found that we forgot to take with us to a house sit that really stood out for you?
Well, these days we take everything with us because that's our life. I think in the early days, if I recall correctly, didn't we leave a phone charger somewhere?
Oh, we've left stuff in places. we've left earbuds, we've left chargers. I think the only thing we probably haven't left is a laptop and passports, thankfully. But
Yes.
we've left a lot of other stuff. We've left like cooler blocks and...
You left your toothbrush.
Oh, yeah. Electric toothbrush on top of the shower rail. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's probably more about remembering that you need certain things as a backup to replace the stuff that you've accidentally left somewhere. Because chances are you might get 400 kilometres down the road and realise that, oh, whoops, yeah, that's still in the bathroom.
It's not so bad if you're in a 20-minute drive to where you were sitting to your new house, that it's overcomeable.
Oh, it's also pretty good if the pet parents are happy to post what you've left to the next house sit or to another address where you can collect it. That's cool.
Yes, that is pretty cool. But if you're on a short house sit, that may not work very well for you.
Oh, as far as the recipient address? Yeah. Yeah, you're rotating through addresses and you're trying to pick up parcels as you're hopscotching around town. Yeah.
I think one of the more challenging house sits we had was in a very small country town about a half an hour drive from Bundaberg, and there were no services, so taxis didn't come out there and the Coles delivery didn't come out there. And if you were a foreigner coming into the country and that was your house sitting experience, that would have been pretty shocking, because unless you had a vehicle, you would not be able to get there or around. It wasn't a very good location from that perspective, but it was a good house sit all round, apart from that little idiosyncrasy, I guess.
You will get those sorts of places like where we're at the moment. I wouldn't argue it's a remote location. It is half an hour to the nearest main town with the facilities that we're after, the big names and all that sort of stuff. But you do get your supermarket deliveries out here, whereas this other house sit Chris was talking about, no. There's no chance that they would come out there. You were lucky to get a mobile signal. So that was a pretty long house sit for us. That was 5 weeks.
Yeah, I believe so.
And we need to make sure that we had everything that we required over those 5 weeks. Imagine this, you're at a house sit and all of the food that you've got in cans require a can opener, but there isn't a can opener in the house and you don't have one. We've had that.
Yeah, we have.
We don't transport a lot with us as far as the cooking utensils go. So think camping. We tend to have dinnerware and utensils that are not going to break in transit. So as far as being able to feel like you're comfortable from one house sit to the next, Chris, what stands out to you as the things that you must have?
Warm clothes.
Thermals.
Obviously, if it's the middle of summer, that might seem like a stupid thing to take with you. But if you're like us and you are living a minimalist lifestyle, you'll have everything with you anyway. But if you're in a situation where you're doing the odd house sit here and there will be things that you need to consider from a comfort perspective when it comes to...
Sorry, we've got a massive
It's huge.
marsh fly. It's the size of a chihuahua. Yes, we're in the bush. There's bull ants all over the box that the tripod's on as well, so...
So when it comes to seasonal things, I would suggest making sure that you consider what comfortable clothes are going to be suitable. Obviously, that would probably vary depending on the length of the home sit stay and also the seasons. For example, we were house sitting in Mount Gravatt in the middle of July. It's a beautiful location, but altitude wise it's quite high up, and although it's in the Queensland footprint and you would think it would be warm, it was freezing.
Well, jokingly, this couple said that they have the coldest house in southeast Queensland, and
Yes.
Good morning.
Hello.
And that wasn't because of the quality of the air conditioner they had. The house just leaked heat. It was chilly. When it comes to being able to continue to do what you need to from a day-to-day as far as work goes, what we've got is Chris has got her tech bag, I've got my tech bag, which includes all of the USB devices, power cables, backup little bits and pieces. I've got 3 sets of earpods. There's always something to fall back on as far as if I accidentally leave something somewhere or if a battery runs down if I'm in meetings.
That's definitely a big one. We did leave a set of AirPods at a house sit.
Yeah, it's one of those, where did I leave these? I can't remember, I can't find them, they're in my bag. And then you get a message from the homeowners, like, is this yours?
As far as home comforts, what are the sort of things that you like to take with you?
I think having been on the minimalist journey that we have, I've been able to reconcile down to a very, very low level of things that we need to bring with us. And I don't feel like I really need anything beyond the immediate stuff that we use from a day-to-day to get our work done, to shoot these videos, to be able to get from point A to point B and be productive. The other things that we tend to find most homes have is there's enough linen, there's enough basics in the house. Chris does prefer to bring her pillow with her because obviously you want to make sure you've got good neck support. I tend to be a little bit more, what's the word I want to use? It doesn't make you sound like you're precious. I tend to be a little bit more easygoing in that sense. Camping isn't that much of an issue for me, and sleeping on a hammer over 3 or 4 days and not even noticing it. I could be on an uncomfortable lumpy bed and I'll get to sleep, I'll be fine. If you are working remotely too, you probably need to also consider ergonomics in your setup from one place to the next. So if you're traveling with an ergonomic keyboard and a mouse pad with cushioning, that could be something that you need to consider. So one of the things that I found that we did have a need for here was a first aid kit. And we're frantically scurrying around the house trying to find a Band-Aid, and I didn't have any luck, so I ended up going for a piece of paper towel and some sticky tape. We left our first aid kit in our storage unit down in Brisbane, which is about a 2-hour drive from here. That didn't work out too well for us in that situation. A little first aid kit is probably a really good idea.
You're obviously going to need to consider what sort of things are you going to consume or want to use in your bathroom. So make sure that you've got all of the toiletry items that you need. Make sure that if your toothbrush like ours requires charging, that you have your charging adapter for your toothbrush or any other beauty products that you might want. As an example, Matt likes to dry his beard after a shower. So you may want to consider taking a hairdryer with you.
So to wrap it up, the last thing that I've got that I'd like to share is in relation to being prepared for the house sit and also transitioning from the house sit to a work situation where you might need to meet clients or have a meeting. Have a lint roller or something like that with you where you can get the animal hair off your clothing, because it's probably not very professional turning up to a meeting and having cat hair all over your top because you've given the cat a cuddle on the way out the door. As nice as that might be, it's more about when you are in that professional environment being perceived to have the professionality required.
Now, in most cases, if not all cases, the pet owner will provide everything that's required to look after their pet. Everything from food to poo bags and their toys. However, we always find it a good idea to maybe have a spare packet of doggy poo bags, just in case you forget a roll of the poo bags at the house, then you've at least got something in your car.
It's also good to have some there as a backup in case you run out too. We have had some dogs that have had multiple deposits along their journey. You think they're done and they're not done.
Yeah, they're saving some up for later. I think that's about it from us today.
Thank you so much for joining us on this video, and if there are long-term house sitters wanted anywhere, you'll most likely find that there are opportunities online. So click the links in the description below to be able to pick up 25% off a membership with Trusted House Sitters as an example, and check it out because there's long-term house sits available there.
Well, we'll see you on the flip side. Have a great day, guys.
Buenos tacos.